I swear that every time I pick up my camera, it is not charged. How does that freaking look? Hey, hi, hello, how are you? I'm Pia. It is Wednesday. I filmed a daily vlog yesterday, so if you want to check that out, you can totally do so, or you can't. I don't know, if you want. So I'm going to be reading a bunch of new releases today, this week, for the next 4 days. How many days are left in the week? I'm kind of shit at reading my most anticipated releases, and I could not tell you why. Like I said in my TBR, I could go try to like do a little therapy sesh here as like why I'm like not rewarding myself with things that I think I'll like, but I have been having a hard time with my reading. Recently, I have not been feeling the desire to pick up the books that I've been reading, and I think that a lot of these, since I've been so excited about them, will bring me out of my kind of like reading slump. I haven't been in a reading slump. I read 14 books last month, or 16 or something like that. So I'm calling it a reading slump, but it, you know, for me. Out from the library, I have Part of Your World. I'm really excited about this. I really enjoyed the author's previous 3 books, and this seems like it's going to be another cute contemporary romance. A lot of these are going to be cute contemporary romances because, although I'm not sure if I'm in the mood for that because I'm very sad and single, they are what brings me a lot of joy. So this is, I believe it's just like 2 people from different worlds. But as for my physical read, I'm not quite sure. Now we're talking about new releases and most anticipated, but I have not finished When You Get the Chance yet. I am almost halfway through. It's not that I've been reading this for that long. I've probably only sat down to read it maybe like 3 times. It's not that at all. It's just I haven't been physically reading, and yeah, I'm loving this. I want to savor it. It's really short, but yeah, I am going to continue reading this. Now that I'm like, this is my most anticipated reading vlog, I feel like I can say that I can read this and like allow myself to do it, because I feel like when we're talking about new releases, and this came out in January, it feels long enough ago that I'm like, you're backlist, babe. Anyway, this is about a girl who's trying to be a Broadway star, and she gets into this really cool like Broadway kind of prep school, pre-college sort of thing. She asks her dad if she can go, and he says no. So she is going to find her mom. She's like, maybe her mom will let her go, and she's never known her mom, so she's going on this kind of quest, meeting all these potential moms, and it's very fun. It's very like Mamma Mia, and obviously there's lots of theater references. I mean, it's an Emma Lord book. We've got Taylor Swift, we got theater, fun like food references, like there's a lot of good things going on here. And then also it's like an enemy. This is Finding Nemo, and enemies to lovers romance as well brewing. You know what, I'm not gonna jinx myself by saying these are other books that I might read. I'm just gonna focus on what I have, what I'm gonna start, and just go from there. I think that might be a better idea for me. So right now it's 7:45. I usually watch something with my parents. I'm making them finish up Dollface, which I'm so excited about. I love Dollface. It's one of the best shows. If you haven't watched it, highly recommend. But I am going to pick back up this guy. I'm so ready to just have the joyful experience that I always have reading Emma Lord. And to be honest, I was watching some YouTube and stuff while I was reading this book, and I had to turn on my my sad musical playlist. So we've got Burn. This is like the only Hamilton song I would listen to. Yeah, so I have sad musical songs that I'm just listening to, and it's quite the vibe. I can't decide whether or not I want to try to finish this book tonight. I did spend a good amount of time yesterday reading. I don't have that much. I'm on chapter 20. I just love this. I love this book so much. I'm trying to think of how to articulate what Emma Lord does and how she does it so effectively. And I think she does a really great job at taking conventional tropes, like her first book, Tweet Cute. That's basically a Romeo and Juliet retelling set in the digital age. And then You Have a Match is kind of almost like, I don't want to say The Parent Trap because it's not like setting up people, but it is like long lost siblings and stuff. And it's like, I have to reread it, but I can't exactly remember. And this is like Mamma Mia. And I think that she's taking this plotline that feels familiar, it feels nostalgic, comforting, all of those things, and is doing them in new ways, in fresh ways, while maintaining the heart to them really at their core. And I just think she is so talented. Like, so wish this book was longer, because I really feel like I have been on a journey with this book. I feel like it has been so much longer, not in the fact that it dragged in any way. I've read this so fast, but just because like there's so much to this book. Millie, the main character, is so complex. I mean, she's kind of unlikable. She's, you know, a drama queen. She is quite selfish, you know, for the majority of the book. But you love her anyway, you know, like you grow to love her and the entire cast of characters and root for her. I just love it. I fucking love it. I'm maybe gonna read one more chapter and hopefully go to bed at a reasonable time. Reasonable for me, I know. We all forget that I'm literally 19 years old. I remember this at every event I go to, every college thing I do. I'm like, I'm a teenager still. I'm still in that category in my heart and my soul. I'm an old lady. I'm gonna get back to my reading, but this has been a good reprieve for me to stop tearing up. Hey guys, long time no chat. I have not vlogged today. I don't know why. I was just like editing and uploading and doing all that stuff for you guys. You're so demanding. But yeah, and I went to the dentist and stuff. Tomorrow I'm actually having a ultrasound. Other than that, I'll be fine. I did end up finishing. I didn't get the chance. I'm so glad I finished this. And I honestly, like, this was a short book. This book I read over a few more days than I would normally, and I just enjoyed every single second of it. I savored every second of it. It didn't feel short to me in the best way possible. Like, I'm trying to explain it, not being like, this feels like a long book, but it's really short, but I just feel like there's so much going on, and I just loved it. I think that I want to switch gears for what I'm physically reading next, so I think that means An Arrow to the Moon is next on the roster. This, I don't know anything about this. It is a Romeo and Juliet meets Chinese mythology? What? I don't know. I have no idea, but I think that, like, again, like I say, I like switching things up so that I don't get bored. Not quite 400 pages, so a little bit longer, complete genre switch and everything like that, but just so that it's something new and fun and I'm not always reading contemporary romances, even though I really haven't read many this year. But this is gonna be my next read. I'm gonna go watch some TV with my parents. We're gonna start Dairy Girls. We all have never watched. Other than that, I hope to do some more fun and exciting things than just sit at my laptop and get my teeth cleaned. Alrighty, so I am now going to pick up my book. A little over 100 pages into An Arrow to the Moon, and I'm really loving this. I hesitate saying that it is very magical. There's something really warm and cozy and just inviting about magical realism, and I am speaking about it as a genre, and I know this is, you know, just one book I'm supposed to be talking about, but I really haven't read magical realism in so long, and Emily X. Harpan just nails it. She just nails that feeling of a little bit of magic here and there, but really immersing you in the story and in the characters. This, like I said, is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, and so we have our kind of Romeo and Juliet kind of characters. We also have perspectives from other family members and other people kind of in their circle. I really don't know a lot about Chinese mythology, which I'm really interested to see if the part of this book or the piece of the plot that I'm thinking is Chinese mythology is actually that, because I'm completely ignorant to that. I don't know anything about most mythology except maybe a little bit of Greek, thanks to Percy Jackson. Really enjoying that these two characters just seem like, our two main characters are so lovely to read from, but also so dynamic and so different. I'm really just like literally living for this. I also love that this has really short chapters, which makes me just like keep flipping the gosh darn page. I think that's just so genius. Emily, my girl. I'm hoping to read more of this today, and it's Sunday. I haven't vlogged in a little bit. Yeah, I've been kind of having a chaotic bit of life right now, and I haven't really been in the mood to share it with a lot of people. So yeah, I'm gonna hope to read some more of this because it's a very fast read, honestly, but it's just so lovely, and I'm really freaking enjoying it. So hello my lovely people. So I have decided to extend this vlog. Now that's for a multitude of reasons. That is one, because I'm really busy. I don't know when's the next time I'm going to be doing a reading vlog. Two, I haven't finished the books I was talking about, and three, I just freaking can't. It's my channel. You're probably not even watching this far, so like who cares? I just finished An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X. Harpan. Whoa, did the ending like throw me for a loop. I am not at all, I think I said this before, I'm not at all familiar with the Chinese mythology and the specific myth that this story follows. So I was like, wow. I was like, what are we doing? I was like, couldn't we do this? What? It was crazy. It was really great. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I think that there are so many things I liked about it. I just really love Emily X. Harpan's writing. I think she just beautifully weaves together contemporary and magical, fantastical elements, and I love it. I love her for it. So this was great. Also the romances, you know, really good and really sweet and like really, I finished that. I also didn't tell you this, but I just started the audiobook for Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and I am almost done with it. I have 96% left. I started it, I think yesterday. I got my COVID booster, my second booster, because I'm immunocompromised. So I got my second booster on Monday, and then I was like kind of out for the count basically yesterday. So I was just listening to that when I felt capable and able to process and also not have a headache. But let's talk about this book, shall we? So, okay, I always thought this was a dog on the cover. It is a goat. Like, honestly iconic. I think I said this before. It's like about two people from a different worlds, if you will. Our main character, Alexis, who is a doctor. She is like basically in this like long family of doctors who have contributed all this stuff at hospital for a long time, and now her twin brother is actually leaving, yeeting out of there to go be with the woman he loves, and that means low-key being disowned from his family because her family is shite. Car breaks down in this like small town right outside of where she actually lives, and she meets our farmer boy. Honestly, like sweetest guy. Ooh, I forgot his name. Daniel, thank you. She meets Daniel. He's like a sweet boy. He like is a kind of the mayor of this town, and he's also like 10 years younger than her. It's iconic. They end up being really great. This has great representation for like abusive and toxic relationships. It talks a lot about that because Alexis was coming right out of a relationship with a guy who is still manipulating her, and they work together still, and it was I thought handled that very well. I personally don't think that he needs to be redeemed, but it's fine. I don't want to say deep, but like it's kind of deep for a romance. I mean, I think it's a lot heavier than some might expect by just looking at the cover. And I think that's the case for most of Abby Jimenez's books, because her books have these really fucking cute covers, if I do say so myself, but they tackle a lot of like deeper issues usually. Be forewarned, I guess, if that's something you deal with, but I personally think that the representation is exquisite. I have like literally maybe 10 minutes left of that audiobook. I'm not sure what I want to rate it yet because I definitely had a really great time listening to it, and I of course love the representation and I love the romance, but I'm not sure if it kind of reached the level of like, oh my god, I'm dying over this, that her other books have for me. We'll see once I wrap it up, but I do need a new physical read, although I'm not currently reading right now, but I guess I could pick one out. To round it out, I guess I should just pick up this book. And then my next audiobook could be Book Lovers. Guys, this would be like the perfect week to weeks. Okay, the no-show. Here we go. We got another surgeon character. Got 3 women stood up on a date on Valentine's Day. Okay, I still don't have much from this. Here she is. We will read her next. I've decided it's time to have a conversation, and it might not be a conversation that you want to have, but it's really what's on my mind right now. So I'm just finishing up Part of Your World, and I think I had like a bit of the last chapter left and this epilogue. And now I think I might have changed my opinion on epilogues, and I don't even know if I had that big of an opinion in the first place. I think I've always just been like, it's there, it's more of the book, whatever. But I'm just really wondering how much it adds to especially like a romance book for me personally and my experience and how much I enjoyed them or didn't. I'm just thinking about it with this one because I think every romance book that has an epilogue, it's just like the happy couple is together, there's wedding bells and babies being born and all this stuff, and it's like literally like, I just feel like it just almost perpetuates this image of that is what one, happiness is, and 2, what happiness in a relationship is, and that's what the end goal for every single relationship has to be, married and kids. And like, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of lame and it's kind of boring and outdated. And even if they do that, I just don't know if I care so much about this time where just like everyone's together, everyone's happy for an entire epilogue. But I'm just thinking a lot about it. I'm like, is it really necessary? Like, what is this doing? Because I know some people don't even read epilogues or prefaces or, you know, those are my thoughts. Let me know if you have similar thoughts. Hello my friends, it is no secret that it has been a while, but I am nothing if not a woman of my word. I promised to update you on these books. I have 2 books left to update you because I have finished them. I don't even know how long this vlog has been because my life is very chaotic, but let us update you. I guess we'll go in order. So I first finished Book Lovers. I like listened to this in only maybe like 2 settings. I have a few thoughts on it. I did not enjoy this as much as the previous 2 kind of like Emily Henry rom-com books. I think I rated both of them. I think I rated both of those 2 5 stars, and this one I gave 4 stars. I just generally think that this plot and enemies to lovers and just the characters were not my favorite, and I wasn't going to love it because of that. I think also it got a little too predictable for me. I also really don't like the trope of kind of a city, I just read this in Part of Your World earlier in this vlog even, but like city girl meets country kind of guy or small town guy and eventually just like leaves her life in the city, which this is not me explaining the plot, it's not me spoiling, that's just what the general trope is. I'm fine with tropes as long as there's something new to it, which is okay, which was fine in this book. But yeah, like I said, I didn't feel the same sort of like super immersive elements to this book, I think just because of tropes I don't like and characters I wasn't particularly excited to read about, and I don't really know if I cared for their romance. It was okay. But yeah, again, enemies to lovers is just like not my favorite. I've very much realized, although I did really enjoy Beach Read, which I ironically have with me, but whatever. At least because for Beach Read they're like enemies to friends to lovers basically. That's my thoughts. I gave it 4 stars though. It was still like, it had good vibes, you know, it was a good story. Nothing really wrong with it. It just, for me, I couldn't give it 5 stars. I didn't think it was as good. Then I finished another disappointment, the no-show. Okay, this was one of my, I mean, these are all I was anticipating really this year. So what am I saying? This is the newest Beth O'Leary. I have previously given, I think, all of Beth O'Leary's books 5 stars. I have like 4 or 5 stars, I can't specifically remember. But this book, this is a lot of things I don't like in a book for me. I usually have no qualms with predictability. because I am constantly looking for the why. I'm constantly wondering why the writer's writing this, why they're writing it like this, and they're choosing to do specific things. I'm like always trying to figure out that puzzle while still obviously enjoying the book, but that is something that's constantly going on in my head. And for a book to not make total sense, or for me not to understand why certain choices that affected the readability of the book were made, don't make me very excited. Like, I mean, it's about 3 people who get stood up on Valentine's Day, and I think that the twists and, yeah, I would say the plot twists in this book were offensive. Like, not offensive, but almost, I don't know. I didn't really enjoy it. I feel like there wasn't a lot of respect for the reader. There's like trying to be like 3 different love stories, or like maybe, yeah, like 3 3 different love stories all in this book, 3 different timelines. Like, it's so much setup, and I think it's definitely ambitious. But I think, again, as far as characters go, I had maybe one character I was really obsessed with and I really liked her. Siobhan is my favorite character. Then everyone else really fell into their archetypes, and I ended up like hating the main character. Absolutely. Just being disappointed with the way that this story was presented and the kind of things that were withheld for shock value just wasn't my favorite thing. So I gave this 2 stars. I know I don't like it. Those are all the books that I've read in this period of time. I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed this video, got something out of it. Make sure to like and subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you in my next video.